Our next story is about the changing landscape of global currency markets. For decades, the US dollar has been the backbone of the system. But a mix of politics, trade, and strategy is now challenging that old order. And one currency, the Chinese yuan, is starting to play a bigger role. The yuan now makes up 8.5% of all global foreign exchange trades. It is the fifth most traded currency in the world, and it's slowly closing in on the British pound to take the fourth spot. But can it really challenge the dollar's dominance? Here's our report.
For decades, the global financial system has spoken one language. That language is the US dollar. It underpins trade, it anchors foreign reserves, it drives investment. And even today, nothing comes close to replacing it. But the world around it is changing. Trade routes are shifting. Politics is becoming more unpredictable. And countries are slowly beginning to explore alternatives. That shift is now starting to show in the numbers. It's not a sudden change, but it is a steady one, and it's picking up pace. The Chinese yuan now makes up 8.5% of all global foreign exchange trades. That's up from 7% in 2022. A decade ago, it was just 2.2%. It is now the fifth most traded currency in the world, and it is closing in on the British pound. There are reasons behind that steady rise. One is Beijing's deliberate policy moves. China has been trying to make the yuan more useful beyond its borders, and to give others more options and reduce their reliance on the greenback. It has built its own cross-border interbank payment system, or CIPS. Beijing has also recently launched a digital yuan hub in Shanghai. It has expanded currency swap deals with several central banks across the world. And it has been pushing for more trade and loan deals to be settled in yuan. Some of those results are already visible. In Kenya, the government converted 3 major infrastructure loans from dollars into yuan. Officials say this will save about $215 million a year in interest. It also reportedly reduces exposure to fluctuations in the US currency. This is just one example of how the yuan is appearing in global finance in new ways. Global uncertainty is another factor. The US dollar still dominates. It is used in 89% of all foreign exchange trades. But it has had a volatile year. The dollar index fell more than 10% in the first half of 2025. This was its biggest drop since 1973. In the second quarter of this year alone, the dollar has weakened 8%. So why is the US dollar suffering? Political shifts in Washington and new trade policies have unsettled markets. They've also changed how investors assess risk. Gold prices have surged to record highs this year. This volatility has reminded many countries how dependent they are on one single currency. And why is there a need to look for alternatives? But this is not a story of power changing. The euro still remains at the second position with 28.9% of trades. The yen is third with 16.8%. Sterling is fourth with 10.2%. And the yuan, even with its rise, still trails far behind the dollar. There are also limits to its growth. In cross-border payments, for example, the yuan's share reportedly fell from 4.7% last year to 2.9% in August. One reason is that China's capital controls still restrict how freely money moves in and out. And investors still see dollar assets as more stable and liquid. So what does this shift mean? It is not about a new global currency taking over. It is about having more choice. The dollar still anchors the system, and it will likely stay that way for the foreseeable future. But beneath that dominance, the global currency landscape is shifting.
Want the facts?
The latest developments?
News that gets straight to the point.
Well, we've got all three just for you. This is Firstpost Live, a brand new show, your window into what really matters.
Don't miss it.